Hello everyone, this is Husker Eurocat, welcoming you back to the Cleveland Browns franchise. And tonight's coverage on Monday Night Football, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers playing the Cleveland Browns. Welcome to a cold and flurry-filled Heinz Field. The Steelers tonight are missing wide receiver Martavis Bryant, but Darius Hayward-Bay will be taking his place. In an interview, he said that he's more than up to the task to try and help the Steelers. What a tandem he will make with Antonio Brown. The Steelers must win tonight if they are to have any chance at the playoffs. The Steelers have the ball first, and Roethlisberger is in the shotgun, takes the ball, and he passes it to Sammy Coates for only a 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Roethlisberger hands off, and Le'Veon Bell is tackled in the backfield by Desmond Bryant. Now on 3rd and 11. Antonio Brown catches a first down. Now on 3rd and 9. Roethlisberger is back to pass. Completes it to Hayward-Bay on the hash marks for a first down. 3rd and 8 now. It's a draw play to D'Angelo Williams, and he does not get the first down, so they have to punt. It's now the Browns' turn. 1st and 10. Stafford goes back to pass, complete to Gordon at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10. Stafford hands off to Malcolm Johnson up the middle for a 9-yard gain. 3rd and 1. Stafford hands off to Robert Turbin, and he's stuffed in the backfield. That brings out Andy Lee to try to pin the Steelers deep. Can he do it? The punt is off, and it's inside the 10-yard line at the 9. 1st and 10 for the Steelers. Roethlisberger gives up the middle to Le'Veon Bell, and he's out past the 15. To the 16-yard line, 2nd and 3. Roethlisberger pitches back to Bell, and he's got lots of room around the left side past the 25-yard line. Now on 2nd and 10 from the 26. Roethlisberger tries a play-action pass and is sacked at the 20-yard line. 3rd and 17. Another play-action pass, and it's knocked down at the line of scrimmage. They have to punt to the Browns, and it's 2nd and 10 now. Stafford goes back to pass and rolls out and runs the ball, and he does not slide. Takes a brutal hit after an 8-yard gain. 3rd and 2. They give us to Malcolm Johnson up the middle, and he keeps fighting, and it's a first down. The Browns are in the full house set at the 44-yard line of the Steelers, and they give us to Robert Turbin, and he's inside the 40-yard line. 2nd and 5. Stafford gives to Robert Turbin again, and he hurdles the man. Ooh, he fumbled the football. Let's take a look at that replay to see what happened. He got hit. Whoa! Both men go flying, and it's bouncing around. No one seems to want to get a handle on this ball. The cold weather must be having a factor, and it's Bud Dupree recovering at the 37, which brings us to the end of the first quarter with your score 0-0. Now on 1st and 10 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Roethlisberger fakes the handoff and runs right and is tackled just outside the 40-yard line. Now on 3rd and 3. Roethlisberger is back to pass and completes it to Marcus Wheaton at the 40 of the Browns. Let's go to Eurocat Baby on the sideline for an injury report.
Robert Turbin appears to be visibly upset after that fumble. He knows that this was his first fumble in a few games and a huge momentum swing in the Steelers' favor. The goal now for the Browns is to keep the Steeler offense out of the end zone. It should be noted, too, that Robert Turbin did get hit pretty hard on that play by Ryan Shazier, and they were taping up an injury to his left wrist. Time will tell how that affects his ball-carrying ability.
Thank you for that report. And that's the last thing that the Browns need going into the playoffs. We'll have to follow that one with great curiosity. And with 9:28 left in the first half, the Steelers come to the line. The fake is to Bell. And, it's a one-handed catch inside the 15 for Antonio Brown. Now on 2nd and 8, Bell gets the call up the middle for what looks to be a 7-yard gain. 3rd and 1 inside the 5 now. Roethlisberger gives to D'Angelo Williams, and it's a touchdown, Pittsburgh. So the Steelers score on the turnover, and that has to make Robert Turbin feel horrible. That brings out Chris Boswell for the extra point, and it's no good, off to the right. So it's 6-0 Pittsburgh. Stafford goes back, and he passes over the middle, complete to Gary Barnidge at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, Stafford goes back again, rolls right, throws to Turbin, and out of bounds with a nice 9-yard pickup. 2nd and 1 now. Stafford pitches to Mostert, and he gets the first over the 40-yard line. On the 41, Stafford hands off to Turbin, and he gets a nice 5-yard gain to the 46. 2nd and 5 now. Stafford back to pass, and complete to Benjamin inside the 45. Now from the 41-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They give us to Turbin around the left side for a 6-yard pickup. Now at the 35-yard line, Stafford throws complete to Gordon inside the 25. At the 23-yard line, now it's 2nd and 10. Stafford throws complete to Benjamin. He fumbled the ball. Recovered by Josh Gordon. 3rd and 6 now. Stafford back to pass, completes it to Brian Hartline inside the 10. Vince Williams is down for the Steelers, holding his head, and we'll have to see if that's serious or not. That brings us to the 2-minute warning. With your score 6-0 Steelers, with the Browns inside the 10-yard line and about to score. Turbin inside the 5 with a nice run. 3rd and goal. Stafford goes back to pass, throws it up, and it's complete to Turbin out of the backfield. On the replay, we see that Stafford used Robert Turbin out of the backfield and complete to the corner of the end zone. And that gives the Browns the lead 7-6. On 2nd and 10, Roethlisberger back to pass, and it's incomplete, knocked away by Jaron Hosley. 3rd and 10, Roethlisberger in the shotgun, throws long, and he has Antonio Brown. He's going to score. Touchdown, Steelers. Roethlisberger sees that Joe Hayden is beat on the right side. Antonio Brown catches the ball. Joe Hayden dives for him and misses. And into the end zone, Mr. Brown goes. That gives the Steelers back to lead 13-7. On 1st and 10, Stafford is sacked by a blitzing Ryan Shazier. 3rd and 16 now. Stafford hands off to Turbin, and he has a huge gain. He may be gone. 30, 20, 10, touchdown Browns. On a simple counter to the left, Robert Turbin evades Stephon Tuitt and a couple of strategically placed blocks, and he has gone the distance. That gives the Browns back the lead 14-13. Roethlisberger goes up the middle, and he gets the first down. From the 38-yard line in the I formation, Roethlisberger goes back to pass and completes it to Marcus Wheaton for a very short gain. So on 2nd and 8, Roethlisberger back to pass again. It's a wide receiver screen to Antonio Brown. He has the first down. That gives the Steelers the ball inside Brown territory at the 44, and Roethlisberger is sacked. Justin Gilbert comes off the edge for the tackle. And the halftime score is 14-13 Browns. This is shaping up to be just the battle that we expected. The roles are a little reversed from last week's game, in that the Browns have had success behind Robert Turbin and the running attack, while the Steelers are having success with the arm of Ben Roethlisberger. No interceptions, but Robert Turbin did have a fumble and injured his wrist on the play. It hasn't seemed to affect him since he had a big second quarter with a 75-yard touchdown scamper. The Browns have the edge for now, but let's see what happens in the second half. Welcome back, everyone, to a cold and snowy night here at Heinz Field. It's been a seesaw battle between the Browns and the Steelers. The Steelers desperately need a win and some help from other teams, but they have got to start with a win and turn this ball game around. Now with a coach report, let's go to Eurocat Baby and see what's happening on the sideline.
Coach Tomlin told me that in order for his Steelers to gain some momentum in this game, they have to get Le'Veon Bell more engaged, and that starts with the O-line making holes for him to run through. He's not too concerned about his defense since he feels they can shut down the Browns' attack. I asked Coach Bettini how much he was going to let the backups play and if he was concerned about getting any of his starters hurt before the playoffs. He said that the injuries are part of the game, but he's planning on getting the second stringers involved a lot throughout this second half. He didn't say so, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them pretty soon in the third quarter.
Thank you for that report, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the backups either. It quite possibly could let the Steelers in the playoffs, but at least they'll be healthy. The Browns have it first here in the second half, and from their own 17-yard line, Stafford goes back to pass, and it's a long one to Josh Gordon inside the 45 of the Steelers. Now on 1st and 10, Robert Turbin carries it around the left side and has a nice 6-yard gain inside the 40. 2nd and 4. Stafford rolls to his right, and it completes it inside the 20 to Travis Benjamin. They mark him down at the 15-yard line, so 1st and 10, and the pitch is back to Robert Turbin. He fumbles the ball. It's picked up by Antoine Blake, and he's going the distance. 30, 20, 10, touchdown Pittsburgh. But there's a booth review on the fumble. I would imagine that they want to know whether or not Robert Turbin was down before he fumbled the football. I don't know. That looks awfully close to me. The play is reversed, and it's Brown football. And 3rd and 8 from the 13-yard line. Stafford passes incomplete in the end zone. That brings on Kaimi Fairbairn for a 30-yard field goal, and it's up and good. The Browns take the lead 17-13 now. The Steelers will try to answer. Roethlisberger back to pass, completes it to Le'Veon Bell, lined up as a wideout. Now on 2nd and 3. Roethlisberger hands off to Le'Veon Bell, and he's up the middle for a nice gain to the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Steelers. Out of the shotgun, Roethlisberger passes complete to Antonio Brown over the 50-yard line. 3rd and 11 now come up. And it's intercepted by Vernon Hargreaves. The rookie jumps the route in front of Marcus Wheaton and intercepts Big Ben. Now on 1st and 10, McCown and the backups are in, and Mostert takes it around the right side for 1st down. Nice pickup. McCown on 1st and 10 from the 31, gives to Mostert again, and has some tough yards inside. And we have an update from Eurocat Baby.
I have a few things to report on. Backup middle linebacker Vince Williams for the Steelers was injured in the 2nd quarter, and it seems to be just a stinger in his neck. He looks fine walking on the sideline, but we'll see very limited action in the 2nd half. Robert Turbin got hit on that left wrist injury, which caused that fumble, and the Browns have said that he will be used sparingly, if at all, for the rest of the way. Vernon Hargreaves dislocated a finger on that interception. He had his fingers taped together, and he wants to get back in the game.
Well, that's one tough kid, and I know the Browns are looking for something big out of him. It's now 2nd and 4 at the 25-yard line. Down, hands off to Mostert again, and he has a 3-yard pickup. 3rd and inches. Down, gives to Malcolm Johnson, and he has the 1st down to the 16-yard line. Now 1st and 10. They give us to Robert Turbin around the right side, and he's inside the 10. 2nd and 3. Turbin still in there, although it's uncertain why, and he has a 2-yard pickup. 3rd down and 1. McCown gives to Mostert, and he struggles, and he bounces outside for the touchdown. It looked like he was going to be stopped in the backfield. He just struggled and kept his feet going, and touchdown. That gives the Browns an 11-point lead, 24-13. So on 1st and 10, handoff is to Le'Veon Bell, and he gets 9 yards. 2nd and 1. Roethlisberger fumbles the football, picked up by Darryl Sharpton and returned to the 20-yard line. Roethlisberger got hit hard by Ashley Palmer on that one. 2nd and 9 for the Browns. McCown goes back to pass, rolls to his left, throws into the end zone, and knocked down. 3rd and 9. With an empty backfield, McCown goes back to pass and is sacked outside of the 25-yard line. And that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. 24-13 is your score. That brings on Fairbairn for what they're calling a 44-yard field goal, and it's up and good. The score now is 27-13, Cleveland. 1st and 10 for the Steelers, and give is to Le'Veon Bell, and he has an 8-yard pickup. 2nd and 2 from the 28. Roethlisberger runs the ball to the right and gets the 1st down. Now from the 36-yard line, Roethlisberger is back to pass and goes long to Hayward Bay. 1st down at the 35-yard line. Now on 2nd and 10, Roethlisberger back to pass, and he is sacked by Ashley Palmer back at the 42. 3rd and 16. Roethlisberger back to pass, and it's intercepted by Johnson Batamosi, and he looks like he could go all the way, being chased by Bell, and he misses the tackle. Touchdown, Cleveland. That was just a bad pass decision because there was no pressure on Roethlisberger, and Batamosi returns it for the touchdown. 34-13 now. 1st and 10. D'Angelo Williams up the center. Oh my goodness. It's K'Wan Williams hanging on for dear life, or Williams is gone the distance. Now on 2nd and 9. The pass is out to Antonio Brown. 1st down inside the 35 at the 32 of the Browns. Roethlisberger pitches back to Le'Veon Bell. He has nice yardage and a 1st down inside the 20. Now on 3rd and 6. Roethlisberger barely gets that one away. Incomplete. Down by 21 points and inside the 15. They're going for it. Roethlisberger lets it fly. Touchdown, Marcus Wheaton in the corner of the end zone. If you look at this one, Hargreaves thought he was going inside, and Marcus Wheaton goes outside, and it's touchdown Steelers. 34-20 is now your score, and the give is up the middle to Malcolm Johnson to the 30-yard line. 2nd and 5. McCown hands off to Mostert, and he has a 1st down outside the 35. Down on 1st and 10. Mostert runs for 4 yards over the left side of the line. 2nd and 6. With an empty backfield, McCown goes back to pass, and it's complete to Taylor Gabriel at the 45 of the Browns. That makes it 3rd and short. Give is to Malcolm Johnson up the middle, and he gets the 1st down. That brings us to the 2-minute warning, where the Browns have a 14-point lead and the ball. 1st and 10 now at the 47-yard line. Mostert goes up the middle for a 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3. The Browns in the full house. A counter to the left, and Mostert gets the 1st down and more. He is going to go all the way. Touchdown, Browns. The Browns, in just trying to run out the clock, give to Raheem Mostert on a run around the left side, and it's blocked beautifully. And Mostert runs down the left sideline for the touchdown. It seems that all the Steelers can do is show a little pride. Roethlisberger throws to Hayward Bay. He overpowers Vernon Hargreaves, and 30, 20, 10, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. This Steelers squad does not have the word quit in their vocabulary, with Darius Hayward Bay getting the touchdown. Unfortunately, that's the 2nd touchdown scored against Vernon Hargreaves. The Steelers try an onside kick, and Taylor Gabriel picks it up. Now on 3rd and 2. McCown goes back for the pass, and it's complete over the middle to Raheem Mostert to the 11-yard line. 1st and 10. And that brings out the kneel-down brigade. It's McCown with the kneel down, and that is your ball game. 41-27, the Cleveland Browns over the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday Night Football. Go figure, by the end of the game it cleared off, not snowing anymore, and the Browns have squashed the Steelers' hopes of the playoffs. What a score-packed second half. The Browns backups played, well, I thought better than the first stringers. The Steelers came back with 2 touchdowns, but the backup defense came through with 2 interceptions and a score, while their counterparts on the offensive side of the ball tacked on another 17. The offense went back to its running ways, carrying the ball 33 times for 246 yards on the day. Although Matt Stafford had a good day on the field, Josh McCown showed a lot of poise in the pocket, and when he did throw, they were good, solid throws. We're being told that Robert Turbin will be fine for the playoffs with 2 weeks to heal. Having that first round bye will help a lot with the minor injuries that the Browns are playing through. Although Joe Hayden got beat long by Antonio Brown for one big play, he and the defense were able to keep the Steelers in check. The backups were able to shine in this game. Ashley Palmer getting 2 sacks and 1 interception by both Vernon Hargreaves and Johnson Batamozzi. Since the regular season is over, let's recap the division and wild card winners. In the AFC, starting with the North, the Browns have won at 4-2 and have the AFC home field advantage. The Bengals at 12-4 secured a wild card spot by a landslide decision. In the East, it was the Patriots that squeaked into the playoffs. Both the Pats and the Bills lost, but the Pats had the edge and the Bills get to watch the playoffs from home. The Chiefs won the West Division, and in the South, it was the Jags winning. The second wild card spot goes to Miami by virtue of their better division record than the rest of the 9-7 hopefuls. In the NFC Conference, the Vikings and Packers both won their games, so they each improved a game and both are in the playoffs. Minnesota as the winner of the North and Green Bay as the number 1 wild card team. In the South, the Cowboys managed to beat the Bucs and improve to 9-7 overall and win in that division. In the East, everyone goes home but the Panthers at 10-6, and in the West, it's the Cardinals with the NFC home field advantage while the Seahawks fill out the second wild card spot. So wild card weekend looks like this. The Dolphins travel to Jacksonville to play the Jags. The Seahawks fly to Charlotte to play the Panthers. The Bengals move up the coast to play the Patriots, and the Packers go on the road to play the Cowboys in Jerry World. And the results of the wild card matchups? The Jaguars got by the Dolphins by 3. The Seahawks edged out the Panthers by 3, and the Pats crushed the Bengals. Could have seen that one coming from the way they played the Browns, and the Packers handled the Cowboys without a problem. That now leaves us with the division weekend matchups in which the Sea Chickens play the Cardinals, and if the Cards play like they should, this should be a blowout. The Jags travel to Arrowhead Stadium to play the Chiefs, and the Pack travels to US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis to play the Vikes for the 3rd time this season. This should be real interesting, since the Vikings swept the Packers during the regular season. And finally, the Patriots go to First Energy Stadium to face the Browns for the 2nd time this season. The first meeting was won by the Patriots by a score of 30-27, and the Browns are looking for a little payback. Being beaten on your own turf twice in the same season, I'm sure that won't be tolerated, and you can bet the farm that the Browns will be ready for this one. You can count on the fact that with players like Pro Bowl selections Tom Brady, Calvin Johnson, and Rob Gronkowski on offense, and a hard-hitting defense around Jabal Sheard and Pro Bowler Dante Hightower, the Patriots are not going down without putting up a fight. Keep in mind that if you enjoyed this video, leave a like so that others can enjoy it as well. And if you would like to be notified when there is a new one, subscribe by clicking on my icon at the end of the video. It's been our pleasure to bring you coverage of the Pittsburgh Steelers playing the Cleveland Browns. And be with us in our next episode when the Browns take on Tom Brady and the New England Patriots in the divisional round of the playoffs. Until then, for Eurocat Baby, I'm Husker Eurocat saying so long for now, and have a good day, everyone.